Welcome back to our channel, Hot Girl Kitchen. Okay,
Hey girls and guys. Ew, that sounded so hideous. Hey boys and girls.
welcome
I'm trying
back.
a new inflection.
Welcome back to Hot Girl Kitchen. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Matt.
And today, you're getting the most amazing, delectable pasta dish that you could ever, because your fave could never, you could ever eat.
Well, and we always say your fave could never, but in this video, we're actually talking about Melissa's real life fave.
So the method we're going to do today is Frank Prisinzano'S pasta with peas method, but method 2, so no marinara. And now, as you all, what we discussed before, you may not like a certain thing, aka I didn't really like peas before trying these methods.
I hate them.
Hates them, but guess what?
Detest.
When
But
you
we
have
love this.
yes, when you have this, it is life changing. It doesn't even taste like peas. It's insane. I can't really explain the flavor profile, but it's like
Right, so you'll just have to try it for yourself.
exactly.
So Melissa, tell me more about this Frank dude.
So Frank actually owns 3 successful restaurants in New York City.
Goals.
Supper, Little Frankie's, and Frank's. And they're all Italian, all in a theme. I think it's his grandmother's recipes. But what makes Frank amazing is on his Insta, he does step-by-step tutorials for his methods, almost similar to what we're doing. But he really dives deep. It's very live, it's very raw. You get the double chin selfies of him like trying to teach you.
Oh yeah, you won't see that from us.
You
sadly
absolutely
for
won't.
you. You can Venmo us for embarrassing pictures, but we don't release them to the public.
So why I love him so much is he has really changed my cooking. I think ever since I adapted his methods, my chatter on Insta has been up. People are in the DMs trying to...
Like, wow, what's that?
Yeah. So essentially this method is one of his, but we're going to go right into it. Keep it simple, keep it clean. Like he said...
Clean? Ooh, we're a little bit explicit here, so I don't know if I can do the clean.
Keep it dirty, keep it wet, keep it... whatever you gotta keep it.
Oh, keep it 100, girls.
So essentially, like he loves to say, his methods are not, he doesn't do counts, which you've probably noticed from our other recipes or videos that we're not really into the whole measuring situation. So these are all methods. Everything is your own. This will, the way I make it is going to taste different than the way that he makes it or the way that it's in his restaurants. So that's essentially what we're doing here. This is a little more explanation on our cooking style as well, that we kind of, well, at least I adapted from Frank, more or less counts. I always kind of did that, but I didn't really know what that would be called, I guess, but methods is the appropriate word, and that's what we're giving you right now.
Okay, Melissa, let's get into it.
So before we get started, as you see, I already have some water boiling for the pasta, and you're going to take your gray sea salt, which we've already established and discussed in previous videos, but you're going to go ahead and really heavily salt this water. I already put some in, so I'm just going to add a little bit more, because we're really not going to add any salt to the actual sauce. Now while we're doing that, this pan is actually getting super hot, heating up. We're going to add some of our extra virgin olive oil. This is the brand I use. You can get this from Pennsylvania Macaroni Company, or I'm gonna assume Amazon. I don't know. For those of you who don't live here.
What can't Amazon do, honestly?
And then actually...
Sponsor us, Jeff.
Really quick, I'm just gonna pull out this gray sea salt so you can see the brand. So this is the gray sea salt that we're gonna go ahead and use for almost all
yes, Caltech. Go ahead.
Okay, so now that this is getting hot, your olive oil is getting hot, we're gonna go ahead and sweat our sweet white onions.
Sweat them. Ah, that scared me. So this is called sweating.
Yeah, so when you...
Wow, the only kind of sweating we do.
Whenever you put your lid on top of your pan, and you're kind of letting everything infuse within itself and cook within itself. I don't know, I'm not a professional chef here, people. I don't know these proper terminologies, but it is called sweating your onions.
So we sweat, or we don't sweat, we sparkle, but these onions sure do sweat. There they go, sweating up.
So while we're sweating our onions, really quickly, I'm just gonna discuss some ingredients with you. I just got this giant bag of green peas.
Yum. They're also really good for if you get a bruised, like, if you get punched in the face or something.
At the flat.
At the flats. If you get a bruise for ice packs.
Yeah.
Not that I'd know.
I use this brand of pasta. This is also the brand that Frank usually uses. And you don't want fresh pasta for this, typically.
Interesting tip.
Some fresh bay leaves, organic, obviously, because what else?
B-A-Y, not B-A-E.
So also, we're gonna use some white cooking wine. You can just use any white, if you have white wine at home, you can just use that, but I buy the already ready to cook wine because normally I don't have any extra bottles. We finish those in one sitting.
And my pro tip with the white wine is you can use old white wine for cooking. You can literally
use any old wine.
Yeah, any old wine. It doesn't matter if it goes bad.
So parsley, garlic, salt, and crushed red pepper, just like a couple of the spices I'm gonna have on hand other than salt and pepper, just to really get that going.
Wow, look at that steaming. It really does look like sweat.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop this off.
Get a nice little facial going.
And I'm gonna go ahead and toss in our peas, which are still frozen, but that's fine.
She was using hers as an ice pack because she got punched in the face. Yum.
Break
It's a nice
up.
clump.
Now you wanna always typically use a flat spatula because it's easier to scrape the bottom so nothing's like burning to the bottom. I'm actually just gonna turn that down a little. And I'm gonna go ahead and toss this lid back on.
Okay, she's gonna go ahead and toss this lid back on in case you didn't hear it above her banging the pot. Wow, okay, so back to filming. Oh wait, I forgot this is for YouTube, not OnlyFans.
We know that this ain't going on OnlyFans, this pancake.
Pancake, oh, poor little pancake. Maybe with
Okay.
some Aunt Jemima.
So now that we've let this cook for a little, we're gonna go ahead and add some bay leaves, fresh bay leaves.
How long did we let it cook for?
You know, probably 5 to 10 minutes. Like I said, this is a method, so you can see visually what this looks like. You don't want them to be super soft yet. So that's...
And no one likes a soft one.
So now you're gonna add in your white wine.
Oh, get that sizzling. Oh,
Get this off.
oh, she needs a strong man again.
Here.
Oh, that was very easy, to be honest. Hate to say it, but...
So, I probably did, there was like a third of it in the other bottle. We're gonna go ahead and mix this up.
Oh, yeah, mix it up.
So you just added your bay leaves, your white wine. We already have our sweet onions and peas that have been cooking in there. Just really get those flavors going.
Yes.
Actually, I'm gonna even add a little more. Let's add some more bay leaves, more white wine.
Mmm.
So this next step is crucial.
Crucial.
So before we go ahead and add our pasta, because the water is now boiling, but before I throw the pasta in, because that's not going to take that long, maybe 10 minutes to cook that, we're just going to give this a couple more minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and blend some of this. So what you're going to do essentially is If you have a blender, that's fine. A little Ninja, whatever you need to do. So it can still be on the harder side. You don't need to let it soften too much because you're blending it. It's going to get smooth anyways. Let's see what we're working with.
Sorry, she's searching for a utensil. I guess she could have been a little more prepared.
I could have, couldn't I?
And of course we found a rose gold one.
So you're going to go ahead and scoop. Try not to scoop the bay leaves because, tip, if you didn't know, you actually do not consume bay leaves. They are simply for flavor. They really aren't edible, so we don't really want those in our...
What we're going to be eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely we do not want to give our fans food poisoning. I don't even know what happens if you eat bay leaves.
I don't think anything really
Might just taste bad.
Yeah.
Who knows? We've never done it.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead off camera because this is loud. I'm going to go ahead and grind this up. So as you can see, we just blended that up.
What a gorgeous color.
Beautiful. I'd say that was about half maybe of the mixture. What would you say?
Yeah, I'd say that was about half of the peas. As you can see, there's still peas in the pan.
Yep. So you're just going to dump this right back into the pan and let that keep cooking.
You need to mix it up at all.
Yep.
Yes.
Other one. So now, as you see, I just thicken this sauce up just by blending those peas and onions.
Ooh, we like them thick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice thick, girl.
So this is now good. What I'm going to do now is turn it down just a little tiny bit so we don't burn it to the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to go ahead and put my pasta in the pasta water. I'm going to go ahead and just do this whole box. Let's really get crazy.
Oh yeah, hungry AF.
And just make sure while you're cooking pasta, give it a nice little stir here or there. You don't want that sticking to the bottom of the pan. Now that we added this in, I can turn it down just a little because this water's been boiling for a while.
I know, the camera's getting a little bit of a steam facial above the stove here.
And we're gonna just let all this, you want the pasta to be perfectly al dente, which means not super soft. I prefer it a little bit more on the harder side, especially with this. I think it's like fun because you get the peas, and as Frank would say, you get the peas inside the pasta, but they kind of are just easier to maneuver instead of like mushy pasta, obviously. So
yeah, it's definitely nice because the peas are a smoother consistency. Have something that's a little bit crunchier. Not that the pasta's crunchy, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah. So now, as you see, this is pretty thick. We can even add a little bit more of the white wine, a little bit more olive oil. Like I said, this is kind of whatever you want. So don't feel like obligated. You don't have to make it any sort of substance or consistency. It truly is whatever you want it to be. But as you are cooking this, it is going to thicken up. So just keep that in mind. So now that we cooked this for a while, our pasta is pretty much, it is just about al dente. So literally.
Al dente.
You know.
Let me get some of that al dente pasta, you heard?
You know, whatever your yander just sneaks out.
Pops out. She's from
you.
Brookline.
So we let that cook. As I was stirring this, I was adding a little bit of this. Like I said, we aren't going to salt this. That's why the pasta water is heavily salted. And just to make sure it didn't cook down too much, you just add some of the pasta water. And this just keeps it nice and, fluid. And so this is 100% ready to rock.
Mmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and strain this pasta.
Got a nice little steam facial going on. Go ahead.
Yep, perfect. None of it stuck to the bottom.
Steam you up, guys.
So just do a quick rinse. And I'm just going to toss. I don't know if I'm going to put all of this yet. I haven't decided. We'll see as we're pouring. So you're just going to bring it back over. And let's do like that much. And let's meld it. So melding is just stirring it in with whatever sauce you have. I think. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, and these fans at home don't know the technical terms either. We'll just pretend.
So honestly, that I could add like a little bit more, I think. I made the box just to be safe, but honestly, you probably could have done 2/3 of the box and it would have been fine.
Yeah, this is about 3 pounds of pasta per person right now.
I'm hungry.
Hope you're hungry.
I am hungry. Okay, so now that we've melted this, we can go ahead and plate it. So there you have it, your pasta with peas method. Super simple, super yummy. This is like a V gourmet pasta dish that, ask Matt, it really does not taste like peas. It'll blow
Does
your
not.
mind.
And what are our toppings?
So we just garnished with a little bit of dry parsley and red pepper flakes. And like we said, we don't eat the bay leaf, but that was on there for garnish.
And like you said, you like the pasta in the peas in the pasta. I don't know if you can see that at home. But there's indeed peas in the pasta.
So good. This is definitely one of my favorites.
Very unique. In most cases we say, your fave could never, but Melissa's fave could and did. So, and now we did too.
Real hot girl shit.